Wow. Welcome to the Scoop World Order National Championship Bound Edition. Nevada and I, the Sunshine Pumpers, as we were called, look like we're pretty damn right about a lot of stuff. So, Jim Knowles, pretty good. Will Howard, pretty good. Jack Sawyer, JT2, Malawal, pretty good. Incredible effort. Happy for Ryan Day. Happy for the program. Again, it was real fashionable to bail, and I'm just telling you, I'm just so happy for these guys right now. I'm happy. I couldn't be happy for Jack Sawyer and how he ended the game and closed it out versus, really good tackle. That tackle's a second roundish pick, and what an incredible effort by the entire team. And excited. Now we get to go play Notre Dame, who's wounded, and I think we're going to throttle them in Atlanta. So with that being said, I'm going to get into it. As always, if you guys enjoy our content, please leave us a like, click subscribe. Also, click that little alert bell. Again, I appreciate you guys. A little late. We had to get our stream set up, but again, I just appreciate you guys always being on here, as always. But what a night. What an incredible night. Get the super chats fired up if you guys have questions, comments. We're going to break this thing down. But what a night. I'm going to get right into it with my good friend Nevada. Nevada, there's a lot of crow being eaten right now about this team, about Jim Knowles, about the best. I've been saying for about 3 weeks, we run this thing. This is the best team in Ohio State history, and we've beat two SEC schools. We beat Quinn Ewers, who was the #1 player in the country a couple years ago in Texas. And now we're playing a wounded Notre Dame team that's beat up on the offensive line. This is as easy of a matchup as we're ever going to have in the national championship. This is going to be a great run to the 20th because we got some Warriors and our guys are hungry, and this is going to be a great capstone to the season. What say you?
Wow. What says me is wow. Look, I felt going into the game that Ohio State was substantially better than Texas. I felt that way the whole game, all through the first half. I thought Texas was so lucky to even be in this game. Just some miracle plays. The near sack, hand the ball off to the guy. Everything that could go wrong for Ohio State was going wrong, and then we had them just where we wanted them. Texas 1st and goal at the 1-yard line for the game, and our defense stops them. Our defense stops them on 2nd down, pushes them back 7 yards, stops them again on 3rd down, and then strip and score on 4th down. What better summation for this entire season than that defense doing that? This is the best defense in Ohio State history, and it's the best goal line defense in the history of football at any level. Pro football, high school, flag football, lingerie league, whatever league you want. There is no team that's ever been better defending the goal line than this Ohio State Buckeye team. Never. And they've done it so many times. It's when they were 1st and goal from the 1. Honestly, I'm watching the game with my daughter at 6 a.m. here in Helsinki, and I'm like, I Texas better throw early because they don't throw early, they're not going to score. And you saw Tyreek rubbing his belly. The defense was right. They had him right where they wanted them, and they got him. And I am so happy for this group. Wow, wow, wow. I said it before the game. After they beat Tennessee and after they won the Rose Bowl, the season was a success. Now that they've beaten Texas, they've beaten Tennessee, they've beaten Oregon, and they've beaten Texas consecutively. What a year! No matter what happens, I'm gonna say it right now. No matter what happens in the national championship game, what a year! But you gotta like Ohio State's chances in the national championship game. They are a team of destiny. They're playing football at a very high level right now. No, they didn't play a perfect game. No, they made some mistakes. No, Chip Kelly didn't call it. That I did. There's some play calls that Chip Kelly, the not sneaking on 3.5 yard and running wide. There's so many things that I could go to, but when the game was on the line on the 4th and 2, what did they do? They ran the quarterback because the quarterback run forever and ever will be overpowered. And like I said, I am so happy for this group. It is such a great bunch of young men. And as an Ohio State fan, these are the type of kids that you want representing your program. These are the type when you put that jersey on, when you put that sweatshirt on, when you put that hat on, and you're like, hey, I'm part of Ohio State. These are the type of kids that you're thinking about. It is such an amazing group. and none of them better than Jack Sawyer. And Jack Sawyer, a lot of revisionist history, but a lot of fans did not think that Jack Sawyer and JT were very good. Overrated. Not very. I mean, just all the adjectives you have, and for him to just make play after play after play, and you think about how his career almost ended. His career almost ended fighting the Michigan players at midfield over the flag. And I know some people thought that was whatever, but like to me, that told me everything about Jack. I mean, Jack Sawyer is just is an absolute warrior. Any NFL team that gets him is getting an absolute gem of a guy. And well, what a player! What a freaking player! And what a play! One of the great play. That's going to have to get some sort of a name down in Ohio State history. I don't know. Kind of like Holy Buckeye. It's got to be some. There's got to be some sort of name for that one. We have to name that one tonight because that's a play that's going to go in Ohio State lore forever and ever. And wow, just to have just watch the game, but I feel like I was part of it. What an amazing feeling. And I predicted I predicted multiple score victory. They got it. I still think they should have got it regular. They were better than Texas. Texas was grinding just to get first downs. We were so much better than them. Even keeping them in the game, I thought was kind of a joke. But we got it done. Won at 28-14. Now we're off to the national championship. And yes, let's not fire Knowles. I think we want to keep Jim Knowles around because I think he's pretty good at the defense thing.
Well, I think that this is going to end up being the best Ohio State team, and I've been saying it for 3 weeks. Like, we run this table, this is the best Ohio State team we've ever had, and then defensively, this might be the best defense in college football history. Which again, I know people are going to scoff, but it's like you look at the offenses and what we've done to them, and and the talent. And again, our front four kicked Texas's offensive line's ass, and they literally had a first round. Their left tackle won the Outland. Their right tackle's projected as a first round pick. And I mean, JT Tuimoloau and Jack Sawyer, and JT has a high ankle sprain all day long. He could barely walk, and he wasn't effective on every play in the second half because he's playing in severe pain, and he nutted it up, and he went out and battled and fought, and he made plays and gutted it out like he was a gladiator in Caesar's Coliseum. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, these are the kind of guys that really make the team, or guys like JT and Jack, and these guys that I mean, JT could have rolled over. He could have been Cam Ward and said, my ankle's swollen and my tape might not look good and whatever. But I mean, he fought in there with he had that big ankle spat on, and he was 50% maybe, and his ankle's probably gonna swell up like a balloon, and he was out there the whole game. He didn't care. I guarantee he shot that up at halftime. And again, I'm just happy for these guys. I hope that they win 70-0 and they cement their place, because I've been saying for 3 weeks, this is going to be the best team. They run this table, it's best team of all time in Ohio State history. And again, I was just looking, it's funny, I was going through my some of my text messages with Jack, and I was just like, I texted him like right after the Michigan game. I was like, look, you guys have the second best odds to win the national championship. You guys got to get stuff right, but I mean, you guys are as good, at least as good as everybody, if not better than anybody in this tournament. Get your mind right, run this table. And he wrote back something really nice, because again, I've always just like really tried to help Jack, because Jack's a kid, is like my little brother, and he's a kid that I've always like. Again, I take zero credit for anything he's ever done, but I've been a captain, I've been an All-American, I've been a lot of the stuff he wants to be and is, and great player and wants to be a leader. And I just tell him stuff I wish someone would have told me when I was doing it. And he is such an incredible Ohio State legend at this point, and he's a guy that's underappreciated. And he's, again, I always talk about when you have this long postseason and that long regular season, Big Ten title game, and the bowl practice, like, you have to be better in your 15th game than the guys you go against. And Jack Sawyer is hard as nails, tough as nails, playing better than is anybody in the country at this point as a pass rusher, run defender, leader. And again, it's because he takes care of himself. He's tough as nails. He's from a tough family. He's from Pickerington. But I just like I said, when I saw him strip Quinn, and you guys know I love Quinn. Quinn, I'm very close to the Ewers family, but I'm a Buckeye over a Longhorn, and I know I hate Quinn had to lose, but if it's at the expense of our guys, screw it. But Jack getting that strip sack after all he's been through, and that like Nevada brought up, that Michigan scene where he's ready to fight the whole team, and guys are, some guys care, some guys don't. Jack is like one of the greatest Buckeyes ever, and I said 1,000 times on the show, I would trade all of my gold pants. I would trade all of my Big Ten title rings for a national championship. And they have the chance to get the big ring, in 10 days. And what an opportunity. And Notre Dame, their backup left tackle. This could be really bad. And Notre Dame's they're gonna be ferocious, and Marcus has got those guys. They're a really tough outfit, but they've lost some really good players. Their two best defensive linemen are out. Their left tackle, they've lost like 4 offensive tackles. Our guys could really get after him good. But it's what a game. If you'd have told me that JJ would have had that stat line and we would have won, I'd said maybe. But Cardell Tate stepped up. He had over 7 catches, and our defense is they're just so damn good. I watch our defense, and like anybody that is fire Jim Knowles or we stink or scheme sucks or whatever, I'm like, I've never seen a defense like this. I said early in the season, Caleb Downs going to be the best safety ever play here. People said Jack Tatum. People said whoever. Caleb Downs the best. He might be the best defensive player we've ever had when he's done. But again, stuffs out the toss sweep on 3rd down, puts them in a big hole. He seals the game with a pick. And again, that's why, as much as people hate the transfer portal, they hate NIL, we don't have him and Will Howard if we don't have those. So I'm the biggest transfer portal fan in the history of mankind, because not to mention Quinshawn, who was excellent tonight. Look at what it's done to our roster. Wow. Like I said, I'm thrilled. And Texas they're a really good team. Now, I can't believe how bad their skill guys are. And again, that's not taking anything away from our defense, but like, would any of their skill guys, would any of their top 3 receivers, maybe their tight end, their top 2 running backs aren't starting over our 2, and their top 3 receivers aren't starting over any of our top 3, tight end maybe. But I was like, I was befuddled because, in the old days, like Texas used to have like some Cedric Benson and Vince, and Quinn's good, but God bless. I was like, that's the best that they've got for skill. But I don't know. Nevada, were you surprised? Because I was watching it, and I'm just like, God, I don't know who would start in our skill spots on offense. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Am I seeing that wrong?
No, but it kind of been, you kind of saw that in the run up to the game, and from people that I really trust that were kind of analyzing this game, that were betting Ohio State pretty heavily, they were like, look, Ohio State it just has more skill, and they thought that Quinn would really struggle to make plays, and I think from that standpoint it was prophetic. Texas literally had to use like all 4 downs every time to get 10 yards, and they were keeping in the game that way, and we just kept picking up untimely penalties, and 15 yarders and 10 yarders, and just kind of keeping them around. But ultimately, hey, big players make big plays. That drive that Ohio State did to drive down the field, 7.5 minutes, 88 yards or whatever it was, that was a man-sized drive. There were some humongous plays on all sides of the ball on that, and yeah, just a great team win for Ohio State. And I'm so happy for Ryan Day, because again, let's put behind forever and ever, is Ryan Day a big game coach? Yes, Ryan Day is a big game coach. Nobody has coached in more big games in one single season this year than Ryan Day, ever. Ever, ever, ever. Go look through the history books and try to find somebody who, during the regular season, had 3 top 5 matchups, and then during the postseason has a top 10, a number 1, a number 3, and now it's absolutely obscene what he's doing right now. And Ryan has these guys ready. We're ready in all phases of the game. No, we're not perfect. No, Will Howard wasn't perfect. No, Chip Kelly wasn't perfect. But you know what? We won, and we won by 2 scores. And we're going for the national championship. Going to be a heavy favorite in that game. And what a turn of events from walking out of that stadium in late November. And I'm not trying to turn the show into I told you so, but if you're listening and you can ask yourself, did you give up on this team after the Michigan game. And if you did, then maybe you need to reassess in terms of like, hey guys, in the 12-team playoff, it's not time to run up the flag. It's not time to blow it all up. It's not time to fire everybody until all the football's been played. And now all the football's being played, and we're one of 2 teams that are still remaining, and we're going to go into the national championship game 9-point favorite, 10-point favorite over Notre Dame. We've now won. We won our playoff games by 21, 22, and 14. We're going to be a heavy favorite in the national championship game, and Ryan Day is going to be the toast of college football. If he pulls this off, he'll be the toast of college football. He'll be the toast of NFL football, and it's going to be a fist fight to keep him. And what a turn of fortune from having to have guards at your house because of death threats to you after you lose to Michigan to where we are sitting right now. So happy for Ryan, so happy for the program, so happy for all of us fans, man. We get to enjoy that tonight. I got to enjoy it with my kids. They were all texting me all night, and I just just an amazing experience. I'm so happy, and I hope you guys are all happy too.
Well, I mean, again, I don't like to say I told guys that are like, well, I think this team's damn good. I think this team's got really good players. I think this is the most talented team ever. And again, Urban Meyer said that. Jim Tressel, it wasn't just me in Nevada trying to gas you guys up and get subscribers and get members on our website. I was like, no, like I have eyes and I can evaluate talent as good as anybody there is. I study football as much as anybody in the world. And so when I'm looking around and I'm like, damn, we have incredible talent, but we also have incredible experience, leadership, toughness. And again, if you told me JJ would have 1 catch for 3 yards today, I'd have laughed, but I'd have lost that bet. But hey, it shows the depth of the team. And again, it shows the selflessness. And I was happy to see Carnell. I mean, Carnell, could have had a crazy game if he had caught that touchdown, but he still had 7 catches. Will Howard was diving him, and Mecca had that drop where he went up and it hit him in both hands and he fell, and Carnell ran that slant and hit him right in the hands and he dropped it. So, but again, Will Howard 24 for 33 for 289 with a touch, and outdueled Quinn Ewers, who was the 5-star, who was 23 for 39, 283. Was sacked 4 times. Again. I listen to morons who actually get paid to talk on national TV, like Emmanuel Alger, say Will Howard's the worst quarterback. I was like, over Drew Aller, and Quinn, and I love Quinn, but Will's better than he is, in my opinion. At least in college football, maybe long-term NFL, I don't know, but like in college football today, Will Howard's better than he is. And I love Quinn. Quinn's got an amazing arm, great touch, all that, but he turned it over. He fumbles a lot. That's something Quinn's problem is when he goes to the league, like the Lions, he's not going to have Texas's offensive line in front of him. He's going to have a practice squad left tackle and whatever. And so he's going to get hit a lot. So you got to take care of that ball. That ball is on the ground a lot and it sealed the game. He was in La La Land, and, that right tackle is, every mock draft has him as a 2nd-round pick. Jack ran right around him, looked like Joey Bosa, who everybody always compared him to, hits Quinn right on the number, strip sack, picks it up, runs it down, and credit the rest of the defense for the convoy, because they've got their skill guys trying to chase Jack down, and the convoy just blocked everybody. Jack was probably exhausted, probably running like a 4.7 40, 4.8 40 by that time, and chugs it all the way in the end zone and ices the thing down and gets like a Hall of Fame type moment. And it just like Jack said, ended up being an Ohio State Hall of Famer off of this run, after this stretch of the playoffs and kind of the spirit that he carries and the toughness and all that. And like I said, I'm just happy. And again, I'm happy for Carson Hinsman. I'm happy for for Luke Montgomery. And we have so many unsung heroes that, frankly, like Nevada didn't even mention any of the offensive linemen that's been decimated. And again, because we have so many guys that have stepped up over the stretch that it's hard to name everybody. But God, we're starting Luke Montgomery, who didn't, I think he started tonight. He didn't start a game all season. Austin Seyerville rotating with Tigra. Carson Hinsman was basically put out. The Cotton Bowl last year. Think about the emotions of Carson Hinsman returning to the Cotton Bowl, the scene of where he got benched and he had to watch that disastrous abortion of a performance last year where we bench our center and we put Matt Jones out there who doesn't know the calls and everybody looks terrible and fire everybody and get rid of the whole program. And so Carson shows back up to the same field and plays versus two really good players, plays great, didn't hear his name all night. Our guys were physical, tough, and Nevada, you didn't even talk about Trey Henderson. I mean, you had like the Nevada Eureka jackpot monopoly of Will Howard retreating and dumping a screen pass to Trey Henderson with like 25 seconds to go in the half, and Trey takes it 75 yards in a game that just, you want to talk about stabbing someone in the heart, like right before half, right after they got some momentum. And we're getting the ball. Like, dude, you get to do that double right there. But talk about that screen pass. Oh my God.
Well, the screen pass is great, but it's funny because I'm just kind of reading some of the comments from our fans. This is post game, okay? Fans talking about how terrible Will Howard was tonight, and I'm like, guys, you're. I mean.
Do they know that Texas had the #1 passing defense in the country? They allowed 5.5 yards of reception. That's the best pass defense in the entire country, Texas. So I mean, he's not playing Akron. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know what people want.
No, I know. Like, it's like that first pass he throws to Carnell, and Carnell drops it in the end zone for the touchdown. That would have been another TD. I mean, it's so amazing to me. I just don't even know what this is post game. I understand during the game people can get, but like post game, you're gonna look at that guy and kind of go, "Oh, he was so terrible tonight." I'm like, what are you freaking talking about?
Well, I mean, his 4th and 2 when they run the Q power and he runs it for he gets he runs for 15 yards against the turf monster, but so all you need is 3 yards and he got 15. I don't know.
No, he's so clutch, and that play call. Wow, what a play call! Texas blitzing in that situation. Not sure exactly what they're doing. That was a humongous play, but yeah, so much vindication for so many. Jim and his gimmicky defense, and Trey who doesn't have any vision. I guess Will's never going to catch a break. Will, if you're saying Will's going
to win a national title and then being a 2nd round pick of the draft, people say, well, I don't know. Maybe next time.
He's so bad. He's so terrible.
He beat two SEC schools. We didn't beat an SEC school for 40 years, and he beat 2 in 3 weeks. Like I know. I just don't know. Like I mean, I don't know what I mean. Beat Texas. He beat Texas in the state of Texas. And again, people said, "Oh, Kirk, you're an idiot," because I said I think we have an advantage throwing on these guys. Oh, they have the #1 passing defense in the country. They give up 5.5 yards a carry, and I'm like, okay, great, but I like our skill guys, and I really like our quarterback because I like our play calling. I don't know. Like again, I'm not scared of anybody. I'm definitely not scared of Notre Dame, but I don't know. I don't know how you can be critical of pretty much anybody in this. I mean, you could say maybe get JJ involved more, but when they're taking him away with their whole team, it's like you gotta. That's why Carnell gets 7 or 8 catches. It's because they're taking JJ away, and Carnell's one up. So. I don't know. Like I can't be really critical of anything at this point because I mean this was a war, and Texas was the SEC, their SEC royalty now, and I don't know. And we went to Dallas and beat them, and I don't know, man. I don't know. Like it's just like I'm nothing but jubilee at this point for these guys because again, these guys were beat to death after that Michigan game, and I said. After the game, and the cool thing about this podcast, I always say is I'm on record. We don't edit anything. It's all on there. And I'm like, look, I know you guys are going to think I'm crazy. You're going to say, oh, the game doesn't matter and whatever. But it's like, I've got all those pairs of gold pants. I've got all those rings. And if you win a national championship, it trumps everything. It erases all the pain. And these guys are going to do it. So again, like, I love the Michigan game. It's awesome. And Michigan fans will say, oh, well, we beat you guys this year. And nobody cares. You think anybody cares? I don't care. If we win the national title, do you think anybody cares about us losing the Michigan game? No, we're losing the Big Ten. Like, do you think the Oregon Ducks feel good right now after we bushwhacked them? Do you think Michigan feels good when they're like, oh my God, Ohio State's cleaning up in the transfer portal and they're going to be ridiculous again next year? Like, I don't know, Nevada. I feel pretty damn good. Like, this is a good time to have the #1 Ohio State podcast of all time, the #1 Ohio State website of all time, like to be in the Ohio State business right now is really good because a lot of people are really happy, except for the most miserable human beings on earth, which that ain't us. Again, we get called sunshine pumpers for saying that the best Ohio State team of all the best Ohio State team of all time is really good. That's basically what Nevada and I get accused of, which is it's funny because when you consider who's saying it, you just kind of laugh. But we're just honest. And I mean, sometimes like when a team's really damn good, like you can say, okay, I see it now. Kirk and Nevada kind of had this thing nailed, and here we are, about to go win the national championship. Nevada, any thoughts before we start digging in these super chats? Because I want you to get to bed before, I don't know, 5 p.m. Helsinki time.
No, I honestly, like, my overwhelming thing from reading this stuff and the stuff is, man, some Ohio State fans just suck so bad. Like the amount of abuse Howard got on the 4th down and 3 for when he fell down after running for 15 yards, and like what in the world are you guys thinking? I'm embarrassed. And if you hear this and you're on our site, it's okay. You can cancel. You can leave. I don't care. You can cancel, because I'd like to have a site with people with IQs over 80. And if you're so stupid that that's considered a bad play for you on 4th and 3 for the game, for the national championship, where the guy rips it off for 15 yards, and frankly, in that situation, running the clock down even more was helpful to us. It was the best thing possible was getting that thing down. So it's like you're describing that like it's some sort of horrific play. You're just a moron, and if you wrote that stuff, you're stupid. So I'm trying to be nice about this stuff, but my goodness, people, like, come on, like what a big play that was. They call the quarterback run, which that's what I was calling for. He rips it off for 15 yards, and you're going to complain? God, you guys are just miserable.
Well, I sit there and again, there is a segment of the population that openly roots for Ohio State to lose. And again, there are Ohio State fans that hate Ohio State. It's this weird. I mean, I had a guy who was a total idiot come up to me at Twin Peaks like the week of the Oregon game, and it's like the Wednesday or the Thursday before the game, and he's like, they need to fire Ryan Day. They need to get him out of here. Get him out of here. He's terrible. And he's like, I was like, what do you think's gonna happen against Oregon? He's like, oh, Oregon, easily 2 touchdowns, easy. And I'm like, well, how much you betting on it? Oh, I don't bet. I'm not the kind of, oh, well, you sound pretty confident. I mean, you got some money. There's a bank right over there. You can go get a loan out and go if you're that confident. I was like, I literally said I'm not scared of Oregon at all, especially after we lost to them and we had 50 things go against us, Quinshawn fumbles and onside kick and offensive pass interference, and they don't review Will Howard when he slides when there's clearly 1 second left on the clock. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I don't think they're going to get 50 breaks again, let alone we're going to be, in a neutral site, let alone we're going to be, full of anger and revenge. And sure as can be, it all came to fruition. And we were up like 31-0. And I'm like, wow, looks like I was right. Because again, when you're the team that goes through the blast furnace and the cauldron and the fan base turns on you and you got to harden up because you lost. And again, look at all these great teams we've had. Like, again, I talked about the 0-2 team, which I don't want undefeated in 0-2. They were 7-5 the year before. So, they weren't exactly the treasure trove of love and everything, like leading into that season. So they went through some stuff. And Jim Tressel was talking about, it's like the 14 team loses to Virginia Tech at home. And Virginia Tech ended up being a terrible football team. They lost to East Carolina the very next week at home. So beat those kids to death, beat the O-line beat to death. And then this year, we lose to Oregon. That Michigan game was a complete aberration, debacle. Kind of like last year when the Oakland Raiders beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the regular season. You're just like, it doesn't make any sense. But at the end of the day, it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Because winning the national championship is what matters. And around here, like I told you guys, I was a part of 3 Big Ten championship teams, 3 that I started for. We have never had a reunion in the horseshoe for the 05, the 06, or the 07 team, because Ohio State University, and I'm fine with this. This is not me crying. I kind of like the standard. We do not celebrate winning the Big Ten. Every other school in the universe would celebrate the 20-year reunion, the 10-year reunion, the Big Ten championship reunion. We don't do that. If you win the national title, you get celebrated. And again, this will be a team that'll win the Natty. We bring the 2012 team out that was a very average team. I was on the staff there. We had a very average schedule, very soft schedule, and we beat a bad Big Ten that year, went 12-0. But they bring that 14 team back. You're damn right they did. 10-year reunion this year, and they celebrate winning the national championship. And again, I love that because frankly, winning the Big Ten doesn't mean anything to me. It's completely worthless. So the Oregon Ducks are the Big Ten title champions. Nobody cares. I don't care. Nobody cares. Georgia won the SEC. Nobody cares. Like, what matters in this world when you're at this stratosphere and you're in the S tier of college football is winning the national title. And that's what we're about to do. And I give all the credit in the world to Ryan Day, Chip Kelly, Jim Knowles, who, again, this could be the best defense in college football history. I know you guys are going to laugh at me, think I'm crazy, but like, go look at the numbers. And again, I talked about the defensive stand, and like I told Nevada, I was like, I've never seen a defense like this in high school, college, youth league, where we just people get to that, they get down to that goal line, and we put up like a force field, and it just repels people backwards. And it's like, I've never seen it. Like, you get inside the 5-yard line when you're playing Texas or a really good team, there's like an 85% chance they're going to score, and we held Oregon on the 1-yard line. They had to kick a 19-yard field goal. Dan, gambling man, riverboat gambler Lanning had to kick a 19-yard field goal. Penn State held them out of the end zone. Texas held them out of the end zone when it was all on the line. This wasn't a regular, this is the whole season on the line. Hold them out. So again, this defense is so crazy good, better than anything I've ever seen. I played with AJ Hawk and all those guys. These guys from top to bottom, not even close, in my opinion. And again, I love AJ and Dante Whitner and all those guys, but Caleb Downs, Cody Simon, Ty Leak, Jack and JT, and good God, I just hope JT's ankle's okay. Nevada, any thoughts before we got to get into 40 super chats? So let's get rolling.
No, just my last thought is that, when you look at the numbers of this Ohio State defense, put it in the context of who we've played too. I mean, when you put the numbers of this defense compared to the schedule of this defense, it's insane. It's literally insane. But let's start super chatting because it is 6:45 a.m. in Helsinki, and I'm here to party.
And we got you. The Kirk streams are working good tonight, baby. You're proud of me. I know that.
Yes, they are.
Buck, thanks for the deuce. Is Jack Sawyer a Buckeye legend at this point? Yes. Not even close. I mean, we celebrate guys that are average. We celebrate guys that weren't even first team All Big Ten, and they act like they're great. And I'm like, so a lot of these guys, they're kind of false prophets that like we celebrate, and they just hang around the Woody Hayes and stuff. Like, they weren't even that good. Jack Sawyer is a legitimate badass legend. And again, he's a kid I've known forever. Great family. Dad's a legit tough guy. Like, great mom. The whole thing. And he's from Columbus. Means a lot to him. He's not one of these Johnny come lately members of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Like, a lot of these kids, they don't even know who Troy Smith is. But Jack grew up in a James Laurinaitis jersey, and his whole bedroom was Buckeyes, and he's kind of like the old school Ohio State commit, like what 20 years ago when 80% of our class was Ohio kids. Now it's 10% of our class is Ohio kids. So and again, that's fine. That's just life. And again, there's a reason our roster's deeper and stronger than ever because we're just more national, and it is what it is. But he's a legend in every sense of the word, and he's a guy that it means so much to him, and it makes me proud because again, he's the kind of guy that I would love to play with and go against every day, and he's tough as nails, and he's like my kind of guy, and that's the highest compliment you can get is he's one of the guys, and he's one of the real ones. Because again, there's a lot of fake ones that hang around and they're down on the sideline, and then there's the real ones, and the real ones know who the real ones are, and the fakes always just kind of get laughed at by the real ones. So Jack is definitely a real one. Nevada, your thoughts? Is Jack Sawyer a legend?
No question. No, it's something. I think we got to give him a branch in our tree. I'm calling it right now, Kirk. We give Jack Sawyer a little branch in our tree, and then it can be Jack Sawyer, Nevadabuck, and Barton tree together. The three of us immortalized forever.
Does that mean I get to go to the game? No, I'm kidding. I don't want to go to the game. No, that is not what I meant.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you're like Big Daddy and Django. No, I got no, that's not what I said. Stupid. Thanks for the deuce. We are NATTY bound. One more business trip to go. Yeah, it's gonna be good trip to Atlanta, baby. You know, and we're playing Notre Dame, who for the first time like ever, we're playing a team that doesn't have like a southern travel advantage. We're playing a team from the north. So it's two northern teams. I mean, I don't have it on the top of my head, Nevada, but like when was the last time we had two northern teams play for the national championship? Do you remember? I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I can't think.
Because I mean, you have to delete the SEC from the equation. They've been in it for every year for 20 years, basically, it seems like. And then SC was really good. I can't remember the last time we had two northern teams play for the national title, but here we are.
Well, the schedule maker just gave us such an easy path to the title, too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we had the hardest possible route. We had to play Texas. We had to play Texas and Texas. We had to play the best team, the 9 seed. We had to play Tennessee in the shoe. I mean, but you know, it's all good. You know, I mean, hey, to go out to Oregon, so it's all good. Mr. Mo, thanks for the deuce. No one deserved that play more than Jack. Yeah, I mean, I always talk about it. Ohio State. When you play Ohio State, people will remember you for your biggest play that you ever have. Bad or good. And people remember when people see Ryan Hamby, they talk about him dropping the ball versus Texas, and they see Jake Ballard, they talk about him catching the ball in the Rose Bowl, and you know they see Ezekiel Elliott obviously running through the Alabama defense on that crack toss, and for Jack, it's going to be the strip sack of Quinn. You know, it's his roommate, his former Buckeye. I mean, it's a movie. You know, it's like if you wrote that in a movie, people say it's the corniest thing of all time. Oh yeah, of course you're going to sack your old roommate, and you're going to pick it up, and you're going to run 90 yards downfield. But it's exactly what happened. And so, like, again, you have to ice that thing. And I couldn't imagine being in Jack's head at that moment when he picks that ball up. He's like, oh my God, I got to run 90 yards after playing 70 plays and, you know, pass rushing and out of gas. But he had enough gas in the tank, baby, because they had the convoy blocking everybody. So, like I said, I'm happy for Jack, man. He's the best. And it's, hey man, I feel bad for those Notre Dame tackles are going to get worn out by this too, because our ends they're some tough customers. Karis Washington. I hope you two are having a great night tonight. Thanks for the 5. Thank you for Ultra member as well. I had 3 heart attacks, still crying and screaming. We're going to the NATTY, Nevada OH. Nevada, do you have any heart attacks, or are you too cold out there in Finland to have a heart attack? Your heart's like frozen like block ice.
I was going crazy though, man. I was going crazy. We were when Jack made that play, we were not quiet. We were running around like idiots, and I think I pulled my groin muscle. But hey, before can I complain about one thing? What kind of scheduling is it that Notre Dame gets to play a day before we do and has a day more preparation? Like in the NFC and AFC championships, are the same day. You know what I'm saying? What's the thing? What this college football playoffs, just the whole schedule has just been completely ass monkey, and I think it's ridiculous that they get an extra day. They got a chance to completely scout us and do it. I hate that, but that's my only negative rant of the day. I think that's a ridiculous way to handle this.
Yeah, they should do it on like a Saturday and have like a 4 o'clock and an 8 o'clock or whatever.
Yeah, of course they should.
That'd be super easy to do. You'd think, you know, because you could put this Dallas game as the nightcap, put the Miami game as the 4 o'clock game, but it is what it is. Like I said, I don't think 10 days. I don't think it's gonna matter too bad. But guys will get home tonight and be ready to rock, and it'll be good. Shof Seal Workshop. If you guys want a really cool gift, Shof does custom blades. I use this as a back scratcher, but it's made out of railroad spikes. This thing's heavy as hell. So if someone breaks in, they're going to get banged by this thing pretty good. But Shof is the man. Thanks for the 5, my dude. You hit him up on his Facebook page, but he makes it all by hand, and it's really cool. So stoked to see our Buckeyes heading to the NATTY. I'm going to drink more than a few, quote, spicy waters before I head to bed tonight. Nevada OH. Yeah, I stayed off the sauce tonight, Nevada, because I knew this was going to be a late night, but damn, it was hard. I wanted to have me a victory cocktail, but I was like, you know what? If Nevada could be up at Helsinki at 7 a.m., then I got to stay here and be coherent during this thing. So here I am. Brendan Shelley, thank you for the 10. Where do I submit my request for my national championship ring? I need one of them shoots I don't know if you could get a real one, but I'm sure you could probably get a fake one somehow. But I'm sure they'll be on eBay too. But I don't know. Um, I'll tell you what. If I was Ohio State, I would sell like a $1,000 version, and I would make it kind of like a replica of what the players get, and I would put it towards that NIL money. I mean, who wouldn't spend $1,000 on a kind of, because I mean, you gotta understand, like the rings that they get are only worth like $400. They're made out of like tin. The big gaudy stupid rings they get, they're made out of plastic diamonds and tin. So they got to keep them under $400 or $500 or whatever it is. So I'd sell them. I'd sell them to any fan that wanted to say $2,000 each. Raise NIL money. Easy peasy. Everybody wants to be a part of it. Give everybody a ring. Why not? Andrew Schmitz, thank you for the 10. Does this game help Ohio State figure out how to play and game plan for teams that will just shut down JJ? Seems like that was the plan, and penalties helped. Well, yeah, I mean, everyone is going to try to shut JJ down. I mean, that's just kind of what it is. And Texas actually had the players to do it. I mean, they had the Thorpe Award winner in their secondary. I mean, every guy in their secondary is going to be an NFL pick, like a probably a top 3 or 4 round pick. So, hey, I'm just telling you, man. If they take JJ away, that's why you go get Carnell, and you have Emeka, and you get Brandon Ennis, and hell, even G Scott. I mean, how many catches did G Scott have? Like 4 or 5 tonight. I think he doubled his career total tonight. So a lot of guys were chipping in, and then if they want to take JJ away deep, then dump it to Trey on those screens or the little underneath stuff and let him eat. So if you want to devote a lot of resources to something, there's no perfect defense that covers everything. So if they don't take JJ away, then Trey's going to eat. Someone's going to eat. I mean, they ran this deep coverage to try to limit the deep shot before the end of the second half, and we just dropped it right off to Trey, and Trey went for 70 yards or 80 yards, whatever it was. So that was absolutely fantastic. Nevada, your thoughts with Andrew? He says, does this help OSU figure out how for teams to game plan that shut down or try to shut down JJ? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, that's always the challenge is when they're taking away something that you like to go to. And that was Will's, on that interception he threw. He clearly made up his mind beforehand he was going to get JJ involved, that they were going to go to him, and ended up throwing the pick. So yeah, it's always a delicate dance. You want to find ways to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers, but teams know that. Teams are going to try to take you away and make you play left-handed. And the good news for us is, like you said, Emeka, Carnell, G Scott. I thought the swing passes to the running backs was kind of underexploited. I mean, hell, it was the only way Texas scored. Texas scored both plays on the same play. So I think that's something that Ohio State can pull out of the playbook, and they'll have a good plan ready for Notre Dame. Notre Dame's going to be a formidable defensive challenge, but we got the guys to get it done, and we'll learn from this one.
Yeah, like I said, it's at this point in the season, as much as you want to be fancy and pretty and whatever, just survive in advance, like win by 1 point, and everything else just shut up. I mean, you could study it and get better, but this was a resounding win versus a really good Texas team that was an inch away from winning the SEC title. I mean, basically they were the SEC champions, because I think they lost to Georgia twice, but I think in this tournament they're better than Georgia being down their quarterback and all. So I don't know. I think it's pretty good. Michael Wainscott, thanks for the deuce. Love you guys. Love the Bucks. Love Jack Sawyer. Appreciate you, my man. Love you guys too. Thank you guys for kicking it with us as always. And appreciate the love, Mike. And thanks for being on here all the time. I recognize all your names that are on here all the time, so I appreciate it. W Buckeye, thank you for the 10. Go Bucks. Now go back to yesterday's show on Seinfeld. Kramer went with Jerry to see the new baby. When Kramer looked at the crib, he lost it. He saw Carson Beck. Pretty good. I mean, it was an ugly baby. I remember that. I got to go back and watch Seinfeld. I watch it sometimes at night and reminisce, because it was on in the mid 90s when I was like 10 years old, and it was my favorite show because I loved Kramer. But I got to go back and watch it now that I actually know what some of that stuff means. Because when you're 10, you don't know what a lot of that stuff means. And now I look back and I was like, oh, I get it. They're real and they're spectacular. I didn't know what that meant. Now I do. So pretty good show. Sergio Sama, what's up, brother? Thank you for the 5. I hope you're having a great night. Wow, great for Jack. F the Golden Domes. Let's go Buckeyes. Also, we should QB sneak on 3rd and a foot, Nevada. Your thoughts on not running a QB sneak? I know you texted me and it was very explicit.
Yeah, no, like I said, I thought that I thought the Chip call. I mean, his screen call at the end of the first half was brilliant, but that was terrible. To their credit, they went to the quarterback sneak later on in the game. They went to the quarterback run with it, but it's Jim Knowles got outguessed that one time when they blitzed everybody, and then they threw the wheel route to the running back. So sometimes you just guess wrong. Sometimes you just get too cute. But 3.5 yards should always be a quarterback sneak forever. I don't care if they weren't even loading the interior line now against that. So, it wasn't great, but I mean, I'm just so freaking happy. I'm just so happy. Like I said, you can sit here all night and talk about, well, we could have done this or that. Bottom line is, we just beat Texas by 14 points in the Cotton Bowl to go to the national championship game, and it doesn't feel real. It definitely has a surreal. The entire thing has a surreal feel to it. But I'm no negativity tonight, man. Only positivity and positive vibes, and getting ready to go to Atlanta, and Nevadabuck will be there.
I'll be here. Don't worry, guys. I won't leave you guys stranded and hanging. Nevada, I've been cut out of the equation. I went in 14, but now I will be here. I will be in front of the microphone, ready to go. Nevada, win, lose, or hide. We'll be hiding or winning or happy. He'll be either happy or hiding, baby. That's how he rolls after games.
Where's Nevada hiding?
He's hiding at Magic City in Atlanta. He's eating lemon pepper wings at Magic City right now. He's at Freaknik.
Freaknik. Bring back Freaknik.
Nevada's gonna wear his Freaknik shirt. I can't wait for that.
God.
David Crow, thanks for the 20. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for being an ultra member as well. Captain freaking Jack. I love the Captain Jack moniker. That's kind of great. With the scoop and score, got his signature play. So happy for Coach Day and the team, especially the seniors. Go Bucks, Nevada OH.
I
love it, man. Captain Jack. He's the best, man. Good for him. Carolyn Smallwood, thanks for the deuce. So happy for Jack, Will, Trey. And this is a team of destiny. Yeah, like I've been saying it for weeks, man. I was like, if this team runs this gauntlet and they win this thing, this is the best team in Ohio State history, bar none. There's no debate. I don't care if people say 68, whatever. This team would wax any of those teams. Because again, the depth, the talent, and the coaching staff, there's just nothing close to it. Facts are facts, folks. It's about to be pretty locked in. Get my boy back in here. MT3 Brian, thank you for the 20. Incredible game. Buckeye Scoop and family never gave up on the team. We didn't. And it was funny because even at the darkest of the dark, when people were saying, fire Ryan Day, get Mike Vrabel, I was just like, oh, look. Like, I mean, I know that he screwed the pooch versus Michigan, but like, come on, guys. Like, I mean, do you really want to pay $36 million to buy him out and go hope that Mike Vrabel is better? There's no way. And again, I was like, I want a quarterback guy, and Ryan is a quarterback guy. So prophetic is what I'm saying. I agree with Nevada. This is the best Buckeye defense in my 52 years. Thank you both for always staying positive and keeping us sane this year, Nevada OH. Are you eating? What are you eating?
No.
Cereal?
I'm texting people. Just people are blowing up my phone, and I'm texting, and I'm doing this, and it's pandemonium here. It's absolute pandemonium. I can't keep track of where I am, and I'm dead tired. And I didn't even tell you about my car getting stuck in the snow earlier tonight too. So like, it's been one heck of a day.
Well, on the count of three, can everybody watching this show say on the count of three? 1, 2, 3. Wow. God.
Will Howard
sucks.
He won offensive player of the game. Oh my God.
He sucks. He stinks.
He sucks, but we still won anyway. But he was terrible tonight. Like,
it's because you know why? It's because these people listen to these idiot national media guys. And even a lot of the local media guys are just absolutely terrible with their evaluations. But it's like these national, like Emmanuel Acho, who's the dumbest human being on television right now, said he's the worst quarterback. I'm like, have you never watched Drew Aller before? And again, Ohio kid, nice kid. But when he plays against Ohio State, he is terrified, as bad as I've ever seen. And then, when you heat him up a little bit, man, he's going to turn that thing over. And sure as could be against Notre Dame, they heat him up a little bit, gets a little bit of pressure on him, throws that pick right in the middle of the field, like right on cue. And before that game, ESPN and all their geniuses are like, oh, the word is if he declares for the draft, he's going to be the top pick in the draft. I'm like, well, oh no. Drew Aller is a built to spec Cleveland Brown. That is a Cleveland Brown. I mean, he plays like a Cleveland Brown, walks like a Cleveland Brown. And again, I grew up a Browns fan. I love the Browns, but I've seen bad quarterback play and turnovers, and I was like, oh yeah, Drew Aller would be the number 2 pick, man. He'll fit right in, baby. Brandon Weeden 2.0. Sign me up for it. But yeah, I appreciate you, man. And again, I give credit to Nevada, even though he's whiny and tired and old and cold, whatever else he is right now. But it's always kind of our thing. Like, look, we're gonna be positive, even when it's fashionable to be stupid and negative and talk trash about the team, fire everybody, and and again, there is a segment of the media, especially the Ohio State media, that caters to what I call the smooth brains. And they cater to the lowest common denomination. We don't do that. Now, again, if there's stuff that we need to say, we're going to say it. If it's true, and if it's, and we can back it up, and we've done our homework, and yeah, again, we're not just going to blindly say, oh, Ohio State's amazing. But I mean, we said that this was a really good team and a really talented team, and we were damn right. And guess where we're at? We're about to win another national title. Nevada, your thoughts on us always keeping it positive, aka sunshine pumping?
No, look, it's really just about a worldview, and it like Kirk said, it's not a shtick. It's not a hey Kirk, let's just be positive even though I feel negative. Hey Kirk, let's be positive even though things are going to heck and the thing's burning. It's just really about how you choose to approach life. If you can take a step back, look at the big picture, look at where we are in the process, and not focus just on micro results, because sometimes micro results, you can get bad variance, bad things can happen, and you can lose games or have bad games or have bad outcomes in your life. And um, there was a trait that they did this psychological profile on the most successful people in the world, and they did it by ethnicity, religious background, upbringing, male, female, gender fluid, whatever. They did everything. And the one trait that came, and for all the people that were the most successful, was they were overly optimistic about it. They were like incredibly optimistic people. And I'm like, that's just how I choose to live my life. I'm not going to be pessimistic about things. I'll be realistic. I'll call it as it is. If something's bad, I'll talk about what we can do to solve it and what we can do to solution. But for Ohio State, you had a 45-year-old head coach who's just been the benefactor of some really unfortunate luck in some of these big games, and then yacked up the game against Michigan. Period, end. But that's it. And now, and the Jim Knowles stuff, I never understood. That was just people not understanding what nickel defense was. Calling it the $2 million man, and gimmicky defense and all that stuff. But I mean, here we are. Here we are on the verge of a national championship. Just run off Tennessee, Oregon, and Texas through consecutive weeks.
There's a stat that this Ohio State team is one of 4 teams since 1936 to have 4 wins versus top 5 teams. Like, that's insane. In almost 190 years of football, 4 teams have done what this team's done so far. I mean, come on. I mean, like, people still cry. I honestly I delete those people from my worldview, because I'm just like, you're just literally perpetually miserable about everything. So have fun being miserable. Mr. Mo, thanks for the deuce. The Sawyer sack 6. Yeah, I like it. I know people are trying to think of something for Jack, like the whatever through Dallas, or whatever, the Jerry World jaunt, Jack through Jerry World, or whatever. I don't know. They'll figure something out for it to describe that play, but it was legendary. And again, I'm sure a lot of houses in Ohio where it's freezing cold and about as cold as Finland, maybe, were going ballistic when he sacked it. And then he picked it up and he just rumbled on down the field and had the convoy behind him. It was amazing, because there's nobody that deserves that more than Jack, and I love it. Robert Russell, thanks for the 20. I owe an apology to Will. I was very critical of him after the bum game Wasn't a part of the Fire Ride Day crowd, but wasn't high on Will after the game. He balled out so far in these playoffs. Go Bucks. I mean, again, he was injured. So, again, I can't evaluate a guy fully. And, again, he just, he was so far off from that hit that he took with that nerve that he had. And I don't know. I was like, he was great all season, got hit and got hurt, gutted it out, tried to play, was like probably 50%, and it showed. So, I don't know. I mean, would I look down on him if he would have tapped out and had Devin Brown come and finish the game? I don't know. If I was him, there's no way I'm coming off the field. And if it doesn't come out the way you like, then that's just life sometimes. But Nevada, your thoughts on anybody that was down on Will after that game?
Well, no, I appreciate banning up. That's what you do. And I mean, you saw Will today had that big lump, that golf ball size lump.
Oh my God.
And, yeah. But like, the kid's just a gamer. I just don't understand how he's not like one of the most beloved Buckeyes that ever walked the field. And it could, because he's terrific. He's everything you want in a quarterback. And now he's one game away from winning. He'll go up there, in the annals of great quarterbacks like Craig Krenzel and Cardale Jones and the other legendary quarterbacks that won national championships. It's like, where's Will Howard on that list? Oh, I think he's better than those two. But got to get it done. But Will's been unbelievable. There's no chance that Ohio State's reading press clippings or overlooking Notre Dame or not going to be fired up for the game. So anything we say here doesn't matter. As you mentioned, you've got 10 days to get ready, prepare for the game down in Atlanta. We're not playing a home team down there. We're playing a northern team, so it's not like we're playing Georgia. So we've got every opportunity to make this one a great one. And if you've got a chance to go to the game, you got to go, because I'm going to be at the game, and Kirk's not going to be at the game. Kirk's going to be back here. He's going to be on the little thing, talking on the microphone, handling the podcast, and I'm going to be partying in Atlanta at the Gold Club, and may stop by the game.
Yeah, join my new YouTube channel called No Nevadabuck Scoop. Is going to be my new channel I'm launching that night. Nevada-less Scoop is what I'm going to call it. You guys can all find. Where's Kirk at? It's going to be a big giant. It's kind of the big Nevadabuck with the Ghostbusters, like the big circle with the little cross through it. And Nevada's going to look like the white ghost, like this trapped in there. And he's going to have the little Gold Club T-shirt on and chicken wing stuff on his hands.
No, we need like an alternate channel, like the Madden, the Sky Cam, and you just have an alternate channel. Yeah, that's what we need right there. So
the Nevada Zero Dark 30 cam when we can't find him. I haven't heard from Nevada in 3 days. I heard from him every day when he was in Finland, but he goes to Atlanta and his phone got thrown. It's in the urinal in Magic City. So
my goodness.
I get like, Kirk, I got you, dog. Don't worry. I'm gonna go to the game with my bestest buddy. So Jacob Schroeder, thanks for the vibe. Love from South Carolina. Let's go. Appreciate you, my dude. I hope that it's warmer down there than it is for here. But Nevada,
OHIO, baby.
All right. Q. Let's see. Robert Rogers, thanks for the deuce. War Howard's new name is Captain America. Nevada, go Bucks. Go Bucks. I'll tell you what, my dude. I love Will Howard. Is like, I've loved that kid since we got him. And again, we broke it. Go back and look at the timeline when we broke Will Howard was coming. It was mid-December. That was kind of on the heels of Nevada breaking all the Michigan stuff. And then we were on the Cam Ward thing, and then Ryan Day pivoted and went to Will Howard, and we broke that. And I mean, we broke it like the day of the Cotton Bowl. I was on Zach Smith's show, and he's like, you got something to break? I was like, yeah, Will Howard is officially in the boat. Ryan Day met with him in early December. I had the whole timeline, and it wasn't official, but for us, it was official because we knew that he was literally hanging out at the team hotel. And I'm like, think he's coming. And sure as can be, he did. And, as much as, a cold drink would be amazing right now, like Derek McCord's tears right now are probably just as savory for my mind, because nobody in this world hates Ohio State more than Kyle and Derek McCord. So every time we win, I'm just like, thank God we upgraded, baby. Thank you, Ryan Day, for seeing the deficiency. Iowa Buck, thank you for the 5. Feels so good for this group. Take it personal and finish it. Proud to be a Buckeye. Next game, Ryan could put all the haters, but yeah. Ryan is going to be. I can't even imagine him when he walks on that podium and lifts that trophy in the air when he remembers all the guys that said he should be fired and sent to the gulag and stuff. And I'm like, like I don't know. Like I said, we're always fair. If Ryan doesn't have a great game, Nevada's famously coined him as Bad Ryan, where we get a little conservative and it's a little whatever. But I mean, it's one thing to be critical. It's another thing to be, off the top rope, like nasty. And that's what a lot of people turn into. And I'm like, we gotta, we kind of function like the team does. If we lose, Nevada and I still got to show up and go to work the next day. We still got to go show up and podcast and talk to you guys and let you guys know what we think and rewatch the film, break the film down, get on the message board. Like, we don't just get to roll over and die. Like a lot of the media, they just run for the hills and, cry, but we're there ready to explain stuff. After Oregon, it's not fun to get on and say why we lost, or Michigan, get on there and people are in a crappy mood and depressed and everything. So that's what we're here for. But that's what we do. That's what pros do. And that's what we are. So again, I just appreciate you guys tuning in every night. And, we're here, win, lose, or draw. And we owe that to you guys to basically give you guys a nice evaluation. So Nevada, your thoughts? Do you think that Ryan's going to take this thing personal and that he can put all the haters to bed with a win?
Yeah, well, I think he already put him to bed. I mean, he certainly can put him further to bed. But yeah, it's. I'm sure it'll to go from where he was to where he could be is what a turn of fortune. I can think of a few times in the world history where this happened. We had one happen recently in U.S. politics, and we're having one happen here where guys have gone from the ashes to there. So. It certainly can happen only in America.
Only in America, baby. Ian Bates, thank you for the deuce. Caleb Downs, best player I've seen in 15 years. Pretty damn good, Nevada. I'm loving it. I mean, the way Jim Knowles deploys him as that kind of deep middle linebacker, hybrid, inverted safety type deal in the middle of the field. I mean, he's so instinctive that he just kills everything that he touches. And holy cow. I mean, he's going to be a top 2 pick in the draft after next year. I mean, what a player he is. Your thoughts on Caleb?
Yeah, that second down play where he shoved Texas back. What is Texas doing running wide in that situation?
That was bad.
So dumb. And again, unsung play, not a big deal in this, but just kind of shows you the kind of kid. Makes the interception, and what does he do? Immediately goes down to one knee because running around, he didn't need to run around with the ball. There was no need to do it. Risk the fumble. He went down to the knee, and we got the title. And I'm so freaking happy. Yeah, Caleb Downs is Caleb. I'm proud to share a tree in the grove with you, Caleb. Thank you.
Yes.
And
you guys will both be in the building at the Mercedes-Benz. That'll be awesome.
That's what Caleb and I have in trouble.
Yep.
Caleb and I both have a tree, and we're going to both be in Atlanta.
Yeah, like you'll go down there, and he'll go down there, and he'll be pointing up, and people will be thinking he's pointing to God, and it's like you just be you up there waving at him. You're like, nope, that's my guy. It's my tree. That's my tree bait. We're in the same flower bed together. Me and Caleb, Buckeye Grove, right next to him.
Shame you're not going to be there, Kirk. I'm sorry, bud.
I'll be here right after kickoff, guys, right here live on BuckeyeScoop.com. Live. We're going live, baby. Live. Nevada. Where's Nevada Buckeye? Oh, I don't know. I'll see him probably 2 days later.
Hiding.
Yeah, he's hiding. Dread Graves, thanks for the 5. This platform has been so fun. Every week, a smile stuck on my face as we beat a top 2 team by 2+ scores. Nevada. These games, like, they're close, but then they don't not being that close. I mean, we won all these by 2 touchdowns minimum. Pretty good. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I mean, if you've been following and betting Ohio State, you're making an awful lot of money. And yeah, we've been betting Ohio State heavily. Or even the betting syndicate that I'm part of had a second half bet on Ohio State that Jack covered with that strip score. And I mean, just. Unbelievable. So this has been a very profitable and happy time to be a Buckeye fan.
Are you going to bet on them to beat Notre Dame?
I am, but I think it's going to be a better game. I think Notre Dame's got kind of the formula, kind of that grind it out, play the defense, kind of like that team up north type of thing to keep it. If anybody could keep it close, it would be a team like that. But I mean, they don't have enough firepower to be able to really really moving on us. And our
I'm
defense is so freaking good. I mean, so
the
freaking good.
the thing about Notre Dame, man, is they just, you know, I don't think they're that talented. They've got a ton of injuries, but they play so hard and they're so tough, like legitimately tough. It's like crazy. So I don't know. I just it'll be good, but I'm not scared at all because I just think that we're so much more talented. Again, our interior guys on our defense are difference makers. Texas with all their 5-star offensive line talent. They were terrified to run it at Tyleek, and it showed. That's why they're pitching it out to the edge, and and then when you've got guys like Caleb Downs that can go eat those guys for lunch, it just doesn't really matter. And the way our guys run to the ball and the way Jim Knowles defends the goal line, it's insane. And again, I love watching it. Sean Linsky, thanks for the 5. Bet Ohio State at plus 550 to win it all. 360 on 119.24, 366 days before the Natty. Never cashed, never doubted. Love the show. Nevada OH.
That
is a great bet, and you're going to enjoy the fruits of your labor and your prosperity. So congrats. That's awesome. Ranjit, sorry, thanks for the deuce. The Jack Sack 6, Nevada OH. I like that. It'll be interesting to see which one that sticks with, because that sounds like it's got a nice little ring to it. So that looks pretty good. ENC Matsko, thanks for the 5. Appreciate you. If you have a question, toss that in the chat. All right, Nevada RV. Thanks for the deuce. Nervous until we set some records late. On to the ATL. Yeah, I mean, it was a tight game, and Quinn was making some plays, and Sark knows how. I mean, the last time we played against Sark, he scored about 100 points on us when he was at Alabama. So, when he gets in a little bit of a rhythm, he can call a game pretty well. But we just had better players, and we had veteran leadership, and we're just tougher than they were. I mean, Texas has never been a tough outfit. Super talented and skilled, but they've always been soft, and that's always been the kind of their knock. And our guys aren't soft. Our guys are tough as nails, and it showed through at the very end of it. Here's ENC Masco. Thanks for the 5. Captain Jack steals the game. 6-year-old's favorite player. Can't wait to let him see the second half tomorrow. Oh no, you made him go to bed. Didn't see what Jack did. Oh, I see. The 6-year-old had to go to bed at halftime. No. Hopefully you'll tell him that he won. But yeah, that's cruel. But I mean, I'm just kidding. I know with a 6-year-old, he's probably nodding off anyways, because it was a pretty late game. So, well, congratulations and great job raising your son the right way, because Jack is he's a great a great guy for your kid to look up to, because he's the real deal, and he's a monster, and just happy for my dude, man. BW, thanks for the 5. Is it me, or did we again put our O-line in a bad spot? Also, the penalties need to be cleaned up. Your thoughts? I thought our O-line was decent. I would have given Josh Fryer more help versus Hill versus 11, because 11 was really good. And again, I just don't, when Josh is out there and he's dinged up, lower body, there's an issue. I don't know what it is, but there's an issue you can see just by how he's moving. I would give him some more help, but that's just me. But again, Notre Dame doesn't really have a guy like Hill, so it'll be real interesting. But I thought that it was pretty decent for what we did with the O-line. But Will Howard is a giant eraser. He cleans a lot of stuff up, and what a great player he is. Oh my God, moving in the pocket. Penalties, yeah, there's always penalties that cleaned up, but you also have the penalties that the PIs and stuff. Some of them are ticky tacky. I thought the one in the back of the end zone wasn't a great call. I didn't feel like there was that much contact, but it's whatever. Sometimes I feel like they're influenced by the crowd. But Nevada, your thoughts? Did you think the O-line was put in a bad spot, and do we need to get the penalties cleaned up?
Well, I think that I don't understand why the screen pass is not a bigger part of our arsenal, because if you're playing against a team that likes to blitz, now Notre Dame loves to blitz, and the screen pass defeats the blitz forever, and it slows those guys down to give them little seeds of doubt. You can run tight end screens, you can run that traditional screen there, you can run wide receiver screen, and there's all sorts of screens you can run. I don't know why we don't do that more often, because I thought Texas was teeing off, and we let them do that a little bit with impunity. And I know we're going to see that against Notre Dame, so hopefully we pick something up. Because I mean, how many times have we run a screen like that to Trey this year that you can remember? Like less than 5, right? Like 3, maybe.
Not enough. I mean, especially versus when those pass rushers are getting up the field, man. A screen is it's like stealing. You know, it's like when you run the same protections over and over again, it's like throwing fastballs, and then all of a sudden when you throw like a change up and they just whiff on it, that's what that screen was. They're all the way upfield. There's nobody home. I mean, when we threw, there's nobody around. Like Tigra and Luke Montgomery, they didn't have anyone to block because everyone's upfield, and they even blitzed the safety who Trey blocked for a millisecond, and then he spun around and gave his hands to Will to show him where the target was, and it was just like literally perfection. I mean, they couldn't have called a worse defense for that play. I was like, oh my god, the safety's up there too. Then there's nobody home, but hey, that's why you call it. Because again, it's like sometimes it's like when Jim Knowles got caught on that one where Sark ran that wheel route and they blitzed and it was wide open. And sometimes they get you in the perfect call, and that's what happens because that's football. You don't, it's just life. But we got them in the one too. Jeff Price, thanks for the deuce. The block by Q in the first quarter. My God. Yeah. Quinshawn, I love that 2 running back look. We don't do it enough. And those 2 guys are both about to be gone, but we ran that little orbit motion to Trey, and Quinshawn was the lead blocker, and he about killed that guy, put him on his butt. It's funny because that if that was a regular deal, that would have been targeting, but since it was a block, I guess targeting doesn't apply because it was the crowd of the helmet right to the guy's chin, and he was seeing stars. But it was I love seeing guys like Quinshawn and Trey block for each other because it just shows how important the game is to them. They're not there to just be prima donnas and turn down contact. They're there to inflict pain on people, and it's fun to watch. Nevada, your thoughts? I'm sure you remember Quinshawn's block.
Yeah, that was a great run by Trey too, where he like dipped in, dipped out, went out. I mean, for all that he's got no vision, or he's got just like, oh my gosh, those 2 guys are going to play in the NFL for a long time. And I think Quinshawn was nursing an injury, second half of the season, totally healthy now, and it shows. And I agree with you 100%. I love those 2 running back looks for sure.
Yeah, because we don't usually have 2 guys that can do it. Francis Plum, next with 583 yards to the heart of the South. There you go. Perfect. 85 is Ezekiel. 83 could be Jack, and I think that fits. That's perfect. Francis Plum, thanks for the 5. 83 yards through the heart of Texas. See, I like that because that fits because or maybe through the eyes of Texas because that's the name of their song. I don't know, but that would be pretty strong. Karis Washington, thank you for the deuce. We need a scoop meetup to celebrate the Natty. Well, we could do it for the night of the game, but Nevadabuck's going to be at the game, but I will be available, unlike Nevada. So, schlep me on out there again. But we'll figure something out, Karis, because I got to see you guys and see Beth and see Steely and the whole crew. Yeah, it'd be fun to get everybody together and see each other. So I'll see what I can do. I'll reach out to some of our partners and see what they are thinking. But I got to make sure I'm home. I got to make sure that I'm not inebriated so that I can pod so that we can pay for Nevada's night at the Gold Club. So Nevada's going to be out and about and having a good time, and I'll be here clicking away, baby. So it's all good. Click. Nevada and his buddy. So Matt Patel, thanks for the deuce. 83 yards through the heart of Texas. I like it. I think we're getting pretty close here. We're getting this thing hammered out pretty good. So I like it. It'll be interesting to see what people actually settle on that with, but it was awesome. Deion Jackson, thank you for the 5. Love said he wanted to see the Ohio State University. I think he gets his wish. I think he's going to regret it. Nevada OH. Talking about Jeremiah Love, the running back, because again, we saw those guys last year, and we kind of needed a miracle to beat them. We needed Al Washington to be a moron and not have his D lineman all on the field. He had 3 guys on the field instead of 4, so we ran right where the guy was supposed to be at, and we scored. So yeah, we'll see. It's going to be an interesting shebang here, but I don't know. Like I said, I just like all of our matchups across the board. I don't think they have a single area that's better than ours. So again, I'll take that any day of the week. Toledo Geo, thanks for the deuce, and again, Nevada OH. That's going to go on a shirt, I promise you. As soon as people start bringing stuff up that I say is like the little devices or whatever. That always, like, when people started making fun of us for saying massive all the time in our thing, because that's just what we did. And guess what? Every single title has massive in it now. So it's like absolutely great. You know what's funny to me is like, I think about guys like Gabe Powers and Jaden Ballard. And again, nice kids, but could you imagine, or like Sam Williams Dixon? He quit the team this week. Like, could you imagine quitting this team and they're about to win a national title and you're going to be sitting in a dorm in Madison, Wisconsin, like Jaden Ballard, or you're going to be like you're in Manhattan, Kansas, like Gabe Powers. I don't know how when guys were able to say, like, I mean, Zen Mikulski is committed to Indiana, but he's literally, I mean, on the team and in the locker room and getting the t-shirt and the hat and have this experience with his boys. Like, I've thought about, I remember I said the show, I was like, how stupid would you feel if you're Jaden Ballard, you just quit the team? Like, I don't want to play anymore. I'm going to go to Wisconsin, go to the Gator Bowl or whatever and whatever. I don't know. I've never seen that team develop, but like, can you imagine if you're one of these guys that like dipped out in the portal and you're missing on all of these like literal, like these are once in a lifetime, like, cause once Shaq Story and these guys are done, they never get to do this again. This isn't the NFL. It's done after this. So the underclassmen can, but it's a hard road to get to, man. I lost 2 of them and I wouldn't wish it on anybody. And that's why it's so hard for these guys to win, because I've lived with the pain of losing. It sucks, but it is what it is. But like your thoughts of it, like guys just dipped out. I mean, could you imagine doing that?
No, and that's why, like I said, there's a difference in people want to bag on a Devin Brown or for not being good, but at least he stuck it out. Devin Brown's got virtually no expectation of playing. Could have left earlier, started somewhere else, and learned the playbook, and he's sticking it out. And those guys that stick it out, man, you got my eternal respect, no matter where you end up. And I mean, what a thrill! I mean, like how thrilled you were just watching this. Can you imagine being, not that you haven't been on the sideline for big games, but as a player to miss that and not be part of it because you decided to leave early to go to freaking Wisconsin or something? I mean, I don't know. That will never make sense to me.
It's like Cam Ward like sitting out of the game, and I couldn't imagine you've been through all this. I mean, because I don't even know. Like, I mean, maybe the players vote on it and they decide. Because again, one thing I don't know, and I really don't care about, I'm sure that these guys are like, is like, if you win a national championship, if you're Jack Sawyer and Ryan Day, these guys, does Jaden Ballard get a ring for that? Does he get a natty ring when he quit with a month to go? I wouldn't give him one. Now, again, maybe I'm just cruel and evil and terrible, but like, if you quit on this team, man, I'm not giving you anything. If you transfer out like Sam Williams-Dixon, like, should he get a national championship ring when he dipped out on the squad? I wouldn't. Now, again, maybe I'm hardcore, maybe I'm mean, but that's just how I roll. I don't care. Mike Greene, thank you for the 10. It pissed me off so bad. Will trying to get JJ involved when Texas whole game plan was to stop JJ. Screw it. He can't be the reason for this game. It's all about the team, the team, the team. Go Bucks, Nevada OH. I just think that with JJ, like, you got to try to get him something, but obviously we force some stuff to him to try to get him involved because he is the best player on the field and they're devoting 2 or 3 guys to him every play. But there are times where they do that and you can still make the play. So I don't fault Will for doing that. I mean, when you go to the NFL and you've got Justin Jefferson or Devontae Adams, he's going to get double covered a lot. So you got to force him stuff times. But
Kirk, and Kirk, let me ask you. There was one earlier in the game where he threw it to JJ near the goal line, and JJ went up and tried to high point it and went through his hands or went off his hands, and then Will Howard again did it later with Emeka where he put ones up there high and it went off Emeka's hands. Both would have been great catches, but I had people in the game started talking about how those were terrible passes and almost intercepted and this and that, but I thought he put the ball exactly where it should. I mean, JJ's come down with that play this entire playoff series, and if he comes down another one, it's he's got an 80-yard bomb there and another score. But what were your thoughts on those passes? Did you like those passes? What were your thoughts?
My thought is throw it up really high where only he can get it, and if he doesn't get it and nobody else gets it, then go to the next down. That's fine. Don't throw it where anyone else can get it because JJ's 6'4", 40-inch vertical. So if you got to throw it up high, people say, "Oh, you're overthrown. Oh, it's too high." Like, nothing is too high for JJ. The way he can jump in the sky and that. So I don't know. People that when you're putting the ball where only a guy like him can get it, I'm fine with that. So that's just me. I'm a big fan of throw it where only he can get it, and if he doesn't get it, it doesn't cost you. It's not a turnover. It's not a bad issue. But yeah. But man, Lathan Ransom was really good tonight too. They're replaying this goal line stand on SportsCenter, and it's like Lathan Ransom is a dog, man. He'll never get enough credit because of Caleb, but he's a special player. And Jack whooping on this. He whooped on the guard. They moved him inside. He whooped on the guard, and then he beat the right tackle. And Jack was a dog the last 2 plays of basically the season. Pretty good. Buckeye Blitz, thank you for the 5. You tell us that Urban would say if there are 2 high safeties which run all over teams, what was giving our run game fits with their defense? Thanks. Nevada OH. Well, their guys up front were really good. I mean, again, I know that we beat them 28-14, but like they had legitimate great players up front and a really good linebacker. And so, you know, it's kind of like Michigan. Michigan played too high and they dared us to run versus their front, and their front beat our guys up. So, you know, again, there's got to be teams that have good enough players. And again, we've got our offensive line is not a strength of our team. They played well, but again, when you've got all these other the O-line has played great. And by me saying that they're not a strength is because if you look at the rest of the areas of the team, the receivers, the quarterback, the running backs, I mean, they're literally the best position groups in the history of Ohio State. You know, so, you know, do you really want to challenge the O-line and say, you know, do the Michigan game plan, say, hey, we're going to run our worst guys, our O-line versus their best guys, their D-line, when you can get out on the edge and you can run screen passes and you can run little flares and run little short crossing routes. I'd rather do that. And again, I think that, you know, something where I think Ryan has matured, and I also think that you know, that Chip Kelly has gotten even better, is the fact that, you know, we're throw first now. We don't just sit around and try to bang our head against a cement wall. And I think that that's something that is something that's a direct correlation to the Michigan game, where now it's like, you know, we're not just going to try to establish toughness or, you know, attack a walled city. Now we're going to go after more progressive ways of attacking a defense. Nevada, your thoughts? Again, Buckeye, this is great. He says, I always say that Urban was saying these 2 high safeties, we should run all over teams. What do you think was giving our run defense fits? I just think that they've got a really good front. I mean, I watched them. I think they're really good. Your thoughts?
Yeah, we were running into some run blitzes, and I mean, hey, Trey was 7 yards a carry for the game. You know what I'm saying? Which is not bad. I just don't think we gave him the ball enough, but just was kind of game flow, a little bit of game flow. I thought we got our play calling got a little wonky at some points, and you know, our field position in the second half was really bad as well, and we were getting the ball every time on like the 13-yard line and doing stuff. But hey, when the time came, we bowed up, 88-yard drive, cashed it in for the touchdown, and got her done. So yeah, it was. It'll be interesting when we break down the tape and see what happened. But tonight, man, I'm just so freaking happy.
Keith Dennison, thank you for the 5. 83 yards through the heart of Texas, Nevada OH.
I
like it. Roland Coconut, thanks for being an ultra member. Thanks for the 5. Appreciate you, my dude. 3 for the money, 1 for the show. Daddy time beat the Irish. OH, Nevada. I love that. That is smooth, Roland Coconut. I wish I had some, maybe a daiquiri and a coconut right about this time. Ranjit Sori, thanks for the 5. To paraphrase Rush, a modern day warrior, mean stride. Today's Jack Sawyer, mean pride. Nevada OH. I love it. We get the linguists out tonight, man. Bringing the heat, major heat. Charles the Hammer, thanks for the 5. Jack Sawyer, so happy for him. All my respect and hats off to Ryan Day. He's done an amazing job. Love this team. Yeah, Ryan's cooking, man. I mean, people wanted to behead him, but he'd be out of. I mean, if Ryan was a free agent today, I can't even imagine what the Texas Longhorns would pay for him to be their head coach, because they would fire Steve Sarkisian, and Kalen DeBoer would get fired. Kirby Smart. Every team in the country would fire their coach to get Ryan Day today. Literally every team. And so I don't know, guys. Like I kind of like where we're at, and he's young, and our staff is old. Like, again, if Jim Knowles was 37 and looked like Freddie Prinze Jr., then he'd probably be the hottest coaching candidate on earth based on his performance. But he's old, and he looks like Billy Bob Thornton in Bad Santa on the sidelines. So I don't think he's going to get a head coaching job. Thank God, which I love, because again, I like that, you know, him and Chip are both kind of older and kind of out of that world, and great. Love it. Perfect. Yeah, but if he looked like Dan Lanning, he'd probably be taking Dan Lanning's job right now.
No, question for you on that. For you on that. Just, I mean, is there anybody even in the same stratosphere as Jim Knowles as a defensive coordinator?
Dan Lanning, gang.
Oh God,
the gambling man, riverboat gambler.
gangrene.
Dan, you know what? You can invite Dan Lanning to the national championship with you and your buddy next week, because then you guys can sit there and, you can say, "Hey, Dan, remember when you were supposed to be in this game? And remember when you beat these guys and we said you weren't going to beat them again?" Your buddy, Riverboat Gambler. He's on the riverboat in the Ozarks, the riverboat gambling.
I could do that.
Charles the Hammer, thanks for the 5. Jack Sawyer, I'm so happy for him. All my respect to half after I did. Okay, I read that one already. I apologize. It's getting late. But no, no one's in the same universe as Jim Knowles. He's, as much as it's funny that people call him the $2 million man, they're probably going to have to call him the $4 million man here pretty quick here, because. And if he made if he made $5 million, this would be worth every penny. So his agent should be calling up Ross Bajork and saying, "Bajork, we need more money." Deion Jackson, thanks for the deuce. No holding calls again tonight. The streak continues, baby. I love it. I love it. That is the most amazing stat of all time. But hey, man, we kept it clean and we kept it mean. So I love that. I appreciate you, Deion, for being on here as always, brother. Hope you're having a great night. Mike Greene, thank you for the 5. They're already saying ND is the best coverage team in college football. Roll that day in coverage, please. Straight beat down. I mean, over our guys with our safeties, there's no way. But again, I watched them. I mean, and Penn State stinks, and James Franklin is a fraud. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know who Notre Dame. I mean, they beat Georgia. Georgia has the worst skill players I've ever seen for a major superstar. SEC. I mean, their receivers are so bad. Terrible. And I was like, so they can cover those guys. Congratulations. But we're playing a team in the national championship that lost to Northern Illinois this season. They lost to a MAC team, and we're playing them in the national. We're not playing the Florida Gators or the Urban Meyer. We're not playing LSU. We're not playing, Bama with Mac Jones and Devontae Smith and Henry Ruggs, and we're playing a team that lost to a MAC team in the national championship game. It's like, you want to talk about living right. I mean, Ryan is living right, baby. Karis and Beth, what is up? Appreciate you guys both. Thank you for the 20. Thank you for being an ultra member. I hope you guys are good. The only sad thing is that we only have one more game to see this team. To all my OG scoopers, Wrenches, Steely, Drink, Devin, Sean, Coconut, you know what I miss? Love the Scoop family. I could imagine the season without you. Well, the good thing about Nevada and I is that, for one, we'll have a hell of a party after the national championship game on this show, which will just be me, I'm sure, holding it down. Nevada will be that'll be on the field doing Snow Angels and the confetti.
That's true.
Yeah, drinking his Tums and stuff because he's old and whatever. And I'll be on here just cranking away like always. But the other thing is, like, just because the season stops and football stops, we don't stop. So the party for us is going to keep on rolling into Spring Bowl. So I appreciate you and Beth, and I can't wait to see you guys. Love you guys to death, and I appreciate you guys. And just remember, I will still be here. Nevada, party time. Kirk, work. It's easy to remember.
It's funny because it's true.
It's funny because it's true. It is. Donald and Karen Rossbeck, thank you for the 5. Thanks for being an ultra member as well. I'm so happy I was wrong about Ryan Day. This is a great day to be a Buckeye in Nevada OH. Hope you guys are doing good down in sunny Florida. Appreciate you guys both. Pooh Beard 12, thanks for the 5. I think I might have woken up the entire neighborhood on the Scoop 6. At the very least, I scared the crap out of our dog. Well, I hope that your dog is good and spry and probably wondering what's going on with you. But yeah, I mean, it was crazy. I'm sure a lot of, if there was some sort of like a Richter scale for Ohio when Jack was running down the field, it was probably, cranking pretty good, because that was one of those plays you'll just never forget. And it was great because it could, like, that opportunity is so hard to get where the ball's in front of you and scoop it up. I mean, this wasn't a 40-yard, this is a 90-yard run down the field, and Jack made it, baby. And good for him. FDR is great. Thanks for the deuce. God bless Jack Sawyer. Yeah, Jack just made millions on the autograph circuit, and he'll be on the Buckeye cruise forever and hobnobbing forever in his little green grass skirt and everything, his little hula shirt, and he deserves it, man. I mean, he is Mr. Buckeye. And I love the kid to death. It literally couldn't happen to a better kid. So, like, when you have guys that are great and they live right and they do the right things and it means something to them, and then something like that happens, pretty good. Noonan 40, thanks for the 5. Guys, you can't force it to JJ all evening if they continue to bracket double. Too many other dudes. Love Buckeye Scoop and beat Notre Dame. Appreciate you, Noonan. Yeah, I agree. It's like you gotta take what they give you, man. I mean, that's the thing about with this team. It's like if they're gonna put all those guys on JJ, then Carnell can eat. I mean, Carnell's been silent for a lot of the things because JJ's been so prolific, but Carnell had a great game tonight, minus that horrific drop. But other than that, I mean, 7 catches and moved the chains. And, again, that kid is one of that kid's probably the nicest kid I've ever met in my life. And for him to get some good numbers and have a nice game and memorable game is it's great. So he'll be a 10-year NFL guy easy. But good for Carnell. Joe, thank you for the 5. Appreciate you, my friend. And he says, if you're transferring out, that's one thing, but quitting mid postseason run, then we don't want you anyways. Be gone. Yeah, I like Sam Williams-Dixon literally quit the team like 3 days ago. Said, I'm out and I'm not going to Texas for the game. And I'm just like, why on earth would you do that? So what, you're telling me that like Akron's not going to take you like if you stay through the national championship? No, Akron needs me to enroll in school today, or they're going to take my $50,000 NIL deal. It's like, for what? I don't know. But I just kids are different. It is what it is. So Jim Duschel, what's up, brother? Thanks for the deuce. He says, you don't stick around, no ring. That's where I'm at. If you quit on this team if you quit, like Jaden Ballard quit on the team after the Michigan game, week after the Michigan game, portal, Wisconsin, wasn't there for Tennessee. Like, you shouldn't get a ring. I don't think. Nevada, what do you think? Like, if someone quits after the Michigan loss when we're our lowest and they take off and they go get a bag of money somewhere and whatever, should they get a ring from Ohio State for the championship? What are your thoughts?
Well, I guess my question is, will I get the Buckeye Scoop ring if I don't show up for the post-game broadcast after the national championship game? Because, I'm kind of doing the same thing to you, leaving you there all alone, high and dry there to kind of do it. Well, Nevada's hiding out. So I don't want to say anything that may disqualify me from getting a ring. But on the other hand, I don't feel like those guys deserve a ring. But I'm really in a conundrum right now.
They'd be like, Kirk, I can't hear you. I'm at Freaknik. It's late. We won it, and they're celebrating it. It's great. I'm at Freaknik, exactly. Kirk. I can't hear you, Kirk. I can't hear you. I'm at the Gold Club with Evander Holyfield and Patrick Ewing. I'm the like the Oreo cookie between those two. They call me Oreo Thins. I walk in there next to Patrick and Evander. My two buddies I used to run with in the 90s. So I was like, hey, we used to get the Gold Club together. Yeah.
John Starks is with us. So it's like we're having a good time.
Yeah, he's the only guy as tall as you. Ben Paul, thank you for the 10. Grew up in Columbus. Been a diehard my whole life. This was the best play I've seen in Buckeyes history. The stakes, the legend, Nevada OH. I mean, it's up there with the Ezekiel one. Like, I just don't know if it tops Ezekiel, because Ezekiel is like versus Alabama and Saban. And I mean, I don't know if anything could be beating Nick Saban in the South, because like they were so dominant at that point. And they were the 1 seed, we're the 4 seed. So, I mean, the funny thing about this is like, if this is last season, we're not even in the playoffs. We're playing in the crappy Cotton Bowl again, and the whole team sucks. And because I mean, we're literally going to watch the 7 and the 6 seed play in the national championship, which is amazing. Because we were going to be, we'd been left out of the whole thing if this was just last year. But we got a second life because the extended playoff, and so did Notre Dame, because Notre Dame had that bad loss to a MAC school. They would have been out on the outside looking in too. But yeah, it's got to be in the very short list of the conversation. Madamus Prime, thank you for the 5, brother. Hope you're doing good. Thanks for being an ultra member. Were you as proud as I was when Mohawk ran through the teeth of Texas defense on 4th down? How do you like that outfit? Yeah, I mean, Q power, again, people hate Urban Meyer because he ran that, and JT Barrett and run power with JT, but he did it because you have such a severe numbers advantage. And like, Urban was a student of war, and he's like, well, if they don't have enough guys to match up with us, then this is what we're going to run, because they don't have enough guys. And, when we ran it, Will Howard got to the second level and got like 20 yards because they didn't have enough guys. Like, you get, the angles are good, the matchups are good, and you don't have to pulverize guys. Like I always tell you guys, I'm like, it's not like we got 5 pancakes and everybody fell over like, like they were dominoes. No, like, I mean, we just got in the way and there was a crease and we had hats on everybody. Everybody had a hat on them. So we had a blocker on every single guy, and Will found the crease and ran through it, and Will's a horse. And that's why, again, Kyle McCord could not do that. That's why I hated watching him. It was like putting knives in my eyes, watching a guy that ran a 5.8 40 play quarterback here. I love running quarterbacks because Texas didn't have enough guys to defend that. The only way you defend that is you got to bring another guy in the box. And guess what? That means everyone else is singled up on the outside. So you're going to single up JJ. So pick your poison, and if you don't have a running quarterback, then they don't have to pick a poison. So it's just where I'm living. Nevada, your thoughts. What were your thoughts when you saw Will Howard run through the teeth of the Texas defense on 4th down?
Yeah, I mean, just such a great play call. I mean, as much as I want to complain about other ones, that is the play call that you want in that situation. And Will's the guy you want running it. And that was beautiful, beautiful execution all the way around. And, unsung play. But, I mean, that was ball. You get stopped there and no telling how this thing turns out. But I'm just so freaking happy. I know I've told you about how freaking happy I am, but I am so freaking happy right now. I just cannot stop. I'm not going to stop smiling for a very, very long time. I can tell you that.
I know you're going to be really excited to send me like a selfie of you with like, you're going to have like your foot up on that extra chair next to you in the stadium at the Benz Dome. And you're going to have like your leg up in the seat.
Man.
And you're like, man, this is great. I can stretch the groin that I tore jumping up and down, excited about Jack Sawyer. I can now stretch my leg out and wear my Normatec boots and get therapy while I'm laying here across all these chairs that are mine in the Benz Dome.
That's why I do like to go to the games, and as you're aware, I do like to sit with seats open next to me, so I don't have people next to me.
I know. That's your move. You'll buy 3 tickets, and you'll have your armpit and your armpit.
I know.
And you'll have your souvenirs in one little crotch of the thing, and you'll have your popcorn thing in the other one.
Yeah, nachos.
And then nobody can sit next to you.
If you get nachos, that you don't have to hold them. You can kind of put them in the seat next to you, and then you can dip the cheese and do this. So yeah, I'd rather have my nachos there than my big cuddly buddy. And you need to be
because then you don't have to keep them on your lap. You don't have to get them on your jeans because like when you're trying to progress through the night to get to the Gold Club, you don't have nacho cheese, Exxon Valdez residue cheese on your jeans. So
no,
I totally get it. Good. I understand. Okay. You want to look good, smell good, not smell like cheese and cheap salsa from the thing they just swirl around all day, so all right, we are delirious in Nevada. What time? All right, before we go to Nevada, what time is it locally in Finland right now?
7:50. 7:50.
How many hours away are we from the Boo versus Sweden?
The Boo, we play Sweden in the semifinals there at 3 p.m. this afternoon, so I can get about 4 or 5 hours sleep and be ready for Bowie's grand world boost. You saw she set the first assist by a goalie in the history of the women's world championship. So
in the history, only goalie to ever get there's never been a goalie that's done that.
Yes, ever.
Well, that's cool.
Ever. Isn't that cool?
I mean, did that surprise you? That the tournament's been going on for a long time.
I know. No, that was kind of shocking, to be honest.
Does she get to go to the national championship or no? Leave her at home. She got to get a goal. Get a goalie.
No, if she gets a goalie goal, then I will bring her. But without a goalie goal, she's not going.
She's cut off. It's just Funky and Kiki, the real hustlers, the people that know how to turn on the iPad.
It could be Dagestan Poppy. Could be Tyler. Could be there's lots of. It could be Barry Horse.
Do you have a point system where you can kind of say, okay, this is how you get into the deal? So
yeah, no, there's going to be. I'm going to accept sucking up here over the next 10 days. People have 10 days to suck up. So if any of my kids are here, now's the time to call me up and tell Dad that I'm the best, and maybe you'll get into the rotation.
Well, I know that I would bet a lot of money that Kiki Buck just left you stranded right now and she's asleep, and everyone else in the fjord, everyone else in the igloo that you're staying in is asleep, but you're up there just chugging away. You got to pay. You got to pay for the igloo.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Go Bucks.
So yeah, so this is Boo. She set the record 183-minute shutout streak, 3 straight shutouts in a row. gave up 1 goal, and she is the hottest goalie in the world right now. So digging it. Congrats to her. All right, I got 2 more super chats, and we will get you out of because I know you're dying. Mustang Project next to 5. Funky has to do the Humpty Dumpty Hump if Ohio State wins the Natty. Yes, if Funky gets to go to if I will personally Venmo Funky money to go to Magic City after the game so that he could look like Kip Dynamite when Kip Dynamite beats LaFonda. That'll be Funky when he rolls into Magic City and he's the scrawniest, palest human being that's ever been inside of there. And he's got his little bowl haircut. And he walks in there. He's like, "What's all this?" It's like, and
no,
he's like,
no, he'll do the Humpty dance.
My dad gave me this platinum Amex card, and he's like, use it as much as you need to. Do any of you girls need your rent paid, your bills paid? Do you guys need a new Range Rover? My dad's ready to roll. My daddy said, my daddy said, swipe it right here. Swipe. Run it right there. Right where I plan.
God. Don't quarterback sneak. Run it outside.
Run it outside. Run it right to the teeth of the defense, please. Jim Jackson, thank you for the 10. Am I the only one that noticed Herb Street mispronouncing Quinshon's name? He keeps calling him Junkins. Herbie, you're a former Buckeye. That's embarrassing. Nevada OH. Well, the other thing he did is he kept calling JT2 Malone JTT. And like his name is Jalen Tuimoloau, and he goes by JT. He does not go by JTT. And I was told that expressly when I kept calling him JTT when he first got here 4 years ago. And they said it's not JTT, it's just JT. It's like his first and last name. That's what he goes by, is JT. But it's not, his first name isn't like JT and then it's JT Tuimoloau. It's Jalen Tuimoloau or JT. So again, doesn't matter, but when you're trying to be correct with stuff, that's where you get to. So, all right, Nevada, before your phone explodes and melts in your igloo, let's wrap this thing up. Any final thoughts?
Just a absolutely gut win. Great, well earned, well deserved. They were better than Texas. Wasn't fluky. Had a lot of bad things happen, and still managed to win. And still managed to win by 2 scores. Couldn't be happier. As an Ohio State fan, you should be absolutely ecstatic. This is just kind of the dream run of dream runs. The schedulers did us no favors. They gave us the hardest possible conceivable schedule.
Yes.
And we just violated all these teams. And we still got some business to do. We got to violate Notre Dame. So let's go get it. But if you're a fan, focus on the positive. We can nitpick on some of the negative, but so much to be happy about tonight. So go Bucks. And I can't wait to. I'm sure we'll pod tomorrow night, and it'll be a continuation of the party.
And you're excited about your gimmicky defense. This very gimmicky Magoo.
Oh my
gimmicks!
Such a great defense.
The Hall of Fame of dumb. That's what we need to open, is the Scoop Hall of Fame of dumb.
Oh my!
We have like an inaugural class of like this is the A-list of dumb.
Derp. That defense will never work here. Derp. It's like, oh god.
Oh god. Chip Kelly lost his fastball. He doesn't know what he's doing. I'm like, Chip Kelly pretty damn good. You know, like I said, Texas had, coming into this game, statistically the best passing defense in the entire country, including the Thorpe Award winner who beat out Caleb Downs, which again is dumb because most of these media people are really dumb. So that's why, when me and Nevada set out to do this, we're like, there's a huge void in actual intelligent people that do this. So it's like, well, hell, if we show up, we're going to just run laps around those guys. So here we are, baby. And that's why we have this audience, and that's why we love you guys, but we appreciate you. So final super chat, Ham, thank you for the 5. He says the super chat's for Jack Sawyer, Nevada OH.
All
right, go to bed, old man. Appreciate you. All right, hey guys, I appreciate you guys as always kicking it with us. I know that this is a late one, but we are celebrating. So a nice long show. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I appreciate you guys as always. Love you guys to death. Thank you guys for staying up late with us and celebrating. I'm about to rewatch this game and really dig into it. But if you guys enjoy our content, please leave us a like, click subscribe, also click that little alert bell. Just appreciate you guys so much. What a great night for Ohio State, a great night for Buckeye Scoop. Just everything was awesome. So I just appreciate all that you guys do, and appreciate all the super chats, paying it forward to our first responders. Again, critical time right now with these fires in California, and just all the patrolling our officers do, everything our military does, globally, domestically. Again, we appreciate all that you guys do. Love you guys to death. Thank you guys for all that you guys do. You guys are all parts of the Scoop family, and we appreciate that. So, again, if you guys enjoy our content, leave us a like, click subscribe. Also, click that little alert bell. Again, I appreciate you guys being here with us each and every night. Again, I just love this show so much, and it's a joy to do. Really something I look forward to, and I just appreciate you guys each and every night. If you guys want to do something awesome for me to celebrate tonight, get on your iPhones and click on the podcast app and type in Buckeye Scoop and download it and subscribe to it. And that is huge. Just leave us a 5-star review. That is the single best way you can help us at this point and help us out and help grow the show. And as more people subscribe to it, more people get recommended it, and it's just like a really nice way to kind of spin us up the ladder there. And we just appreciate you guys for doing that. So that being said, thank you so much, Buckeye Nation. Thank you, Scoop family. Love you guys to death. I hope you guys had a great night. Really excited. This is gonna be a fun stretch. And if you guys aren't members of BuckeyeScoop.com, now's the time. I mean, it is going to be cooking, and it's going to be awesome. But again, I just appreciate you guys so much. So you guys have a great rest of your night, and get some sleep and get ready for this natty, because it's about to be a fun one. So with that being said, go Bucks.